Great to be here.
I want to talk major events here, just to get off the politics for a little while. The Victorian government is obviously broke. The debt's gone through the roof. The budget next Tuesday is going to be horrific. But they've decided to double down on this idea that major events are a great investment. Now, I'm sort of on the fence here, and I hate being on the fence. So Rory McIlroy is going to come to the Australian Open in December and then again next year. Estimates around are about $3 million each visit to bring him here for the Australian Open. The one that really shocked me, though, was the reconstruction of the pit lane at the F1 circuit at Albert Park. Now, this is also the Paddock Club where all the people who are lucky enough to get invited, me included, spend the Grand Prix sipping champagne and not watching much of the race. Victoria's debt, it's horrendous. Hospitals are struggling. Schools are really struggling to keep up their standards. Amanda, is it a good idea to spend your money on these sorts of things, or is it the old bread and circuses argument?
If the Victorian government was a business and it was pretty much bankrupt and running insolvent, it would be illegal to do so, and the directors could essentially end up in jail, right? Now, if you are a bankrupt business and you went to your shareholders and said, could you give us all this money to go and have a really fun party or build these new things or bring this famous person over, they're going to say, what's the business case? So there's no business case here to the community whose taxpayer money is funding this. Where's the business case of this will actually bring the economy back up? And where is it that it's going to show that small businesses will benefit from this? People will agree to something, will support it, and won't have a problem with it if you can show them the honest business case, like you would have to in a business, to prove the viability. At the moment, all they're doing is announcing things and pretty much calling people stupid if you don't agree with them, just to shut them up.
Joe, I mean, Amanda makes a good point about the business case. I mean, with the Formula One deal, which hasn't been widely reported this time, so it's $350 million to redo for the 2028 Formula One Grand Prix, all of the pit garages, all of the corporate facilities, $350 million. Yep. What hasn't been widely reported is that deal was done by Daniel Andrews and his then Treasurer, Tim Pallas. They flew over the United States, met with Liberty Media that now own F1 worldwide, and re-signed the deal, which I think now goes for another 10 years. But part of the deal was they had to bring these things up to scale, up to the grade from the rest of the world. And not only that, they gave away the income that was originally signed in the contract from the Paddock Club that used to go to the F1 in Melbourne, that now goes to Liberty Media. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it sounds like a pretty rotten deal, but I kind of think if we're going to talk about F1, let's go back to where it all began. And you, of course, will remember, Steve, that the last time Victoria was in as parlous a state as this was at the end of the 1980s, the beginning of the 1990s, under the Kane-Kerner governments. And Jeff Kennet got in an absolute landslide in 1992, and he absolutely slashed the budget. He slashed health and education and put in place some of the cuts that meant Victoria fared so badly during COVID, and there was no contact tracing and public health programs comparable to New South Wales. So it had real consequences, and it was a very, very tough time. But the one thing Kennet didn't scrimp on, and in fact the one thing he actually poured money into, was major events. He poached the Formula One Grand Prix from Adelaide. He went all hell for leather on Crown Casino. He built the Melbourne Exhibition Centre. He built the Melbourne Museum. All these giant things, because he knew that if it was just all austerity, then Melbourne would be broke anyway, but would not have the chance to actually get back on its feet and not have something to attract people back.
It's still not on its feet, and now we have hospitals that don't have funding. We have people that are struggling, small businesses that are closing. So, you know, the idea sounds great that we're going to bring all these people to Victoria, we're going to have all these great events. If you can bring such massive events to your state and still be bankrupt and still be in debt, you are such a poor business person. The entire government should be sacked, and they need someone commercial to come in and run it.
Only problem is they keep getting re-elected.